but I'm sure there's a machinist commenting, this is a stupid idea because... Hey, welcome back. I know you're used to getting industry news and updates, and we are still working on the next major update to this, including more companies being added to the GPL naughty list. But we want to take PrintFixFriday back to its roots for a little bit, but change them. We've got user NOOK.la, aka Wiktor, who's dealing with a Core 1 that's got some problems. It's going from printing great to all of a sudden, the first layers look fine, the walls look fine, but anything involving an overhang at all looks like absolute garbage. They've tried many times to figure this out, and thankfully they've got a spare printer, which is an Elegoo Centauri Carbon, and it does a significantly better job. We've got some photos, and we actually have a full talk with Wiktor as well, so I'll pass it off to him. He can kind of introduce this issue and what's going on. Talk to me about what's going on with this Core 1. What were you experiencing with this machine here?
So when I bought the Core 1, it was actually my first real printer. But at one point I decided to create a little thing like this. So this is like a stand for the phone. And I've noticed that in spaces under where the bridging just appeared, there was some blobs and things like it. And I didn't really like it. So I decided to just go through a bunch of tests for bridging. And as I never did that before, I didn't know what to expect. But the results I got were, even if you don't know what to expect, if something is you just know it. So, well, my bridging looked like this.
Yeah, that's not great. A Gen 1 Ender 3 would do better than that.
Yeah. So, well, I went through quite a few iterations of the same thing. No matter what I did, the results were just questionable, right? So I finally reached out to Prusa and I asked them what's going on, because I really wanted to have this bridging pinned down, right? And I've sent a bunch of pictures. The guy that was talking with noticed that from my Nextruder, the nozzle was reaching a lot lower than it's supposed to reach.
Yeah, from a photo, you clearly see that it was lower than it was. And
yeah,
you know, initially, so the funny thing with the Core 1 is like it shouldn't matter, because the machine should notice that and just adjust its first layer. It'll mess with your cooling a little bit, but you picked out some failures that I'm not certain that I would have. Like the 0.1 millimeter layers that you showed me, it's like peeling off basically. I'm like, that shouldn't have happened.
So the difference in nozzles is like, that's the nozzle that Prusa sent me from E3E, Obsidian nozzles. Well, it was like way shorter.
You can actually see that the non-high flow is slowly started to push out. Yeah, this is not the first time we've seen this.
Really?
It is an unfortunate problem that almost always occurs for reasons we can't understand. If you try to unscrew the nozzle without removing the thumb screws on the Core 1, Mark 4, Mark 4S, whatever, you can often just pull them apart because it's cold welded together. Yeah. Right? It's just like mechanically...
It's sticked in there.
Yeah, but there's no staking, right? They're not like physically stuck together. On the Obsidians, we've seen people shoot the actual tip of the nozzle out. This is an unfortunate problem that you get when everything is just kind of pushed together. And it's like, okay, the machine doesn't have that much force, it will be fine. Except until the part where the machine has enough force. So how new is the Core 1 to you?
I mean, the general problems with the machine started around 6 months of usage. So that would be, I don't know, like 700 hours?
A fair bit of usage, it was going fine, then all of a sudden, it went to crap.
Although, like I said before, I didn't notice much problem with bridging, but I didn't have much bridging before. So, like, I didn't have that much to observe. But when I changed the nozzle from the too lengthy one to the appropriate one, the difference was, like, immediate, right? So this is the before with the lengthened nozzle, and this is after. I basically that solved my problem. Prusa also sent me a new nozzle, so that was very nice of them. But as
Yep.
you say, it's mechanical and it's a user error. They actually shouldn't like.
Well, it's so part of it
very
could
nice
be a
of them,
user
but-
error. The other part could just be over time it has vibrated itself loose.
Maybe
You could, in theory, fix this.
I'm open to it, but I don't know if I have right tools. What do I need? Some press?
A bench vise would be fine. You could also just do it with a hammer and a blowtorch.
Oh, okay. so just cover it back in.
Well, yes. Yeah, that's how it's done. Because those are dissimilar metals. So they're you heat up the nozzle, you push in the tube, and then you let the nozzle cool, and it shrink fits, and they're basically welded forever. Unfortunately, sometimes that doesn't work. I would consider this a part defect. I'm glad that Prusa replaced it, especially in the first 6 months. I have not had it happen on a Nextruder yet, but we have had nozzles blow out before. But you got lucky through all this because you had another machine where you could check. So you weren't just assuming that the bridging performance was bad. You had another machine to check. So what did you have and how did you check it?
Yeah, so I have also Elegoo CC. I didn't want to print the same part on Elegoo CC because I'm very biased. I love Prusa, and I really didn't want CC to just do better job than Prusa. But when I compared, the Elegoo CC version was just so much cleaner. It was just perfect straight lines, like no bumpiness. There's no sagging. Also, overhang, not even overhangs, but steps on the layers that are visible right here. They were just much cleaner, much more uniform, instead of being more and more saggy with each step, right? So I sent both things to Prusa, and we did some digging and discovered the little thing that we're talking about right now.
It's funny because I feel like had you and I stuck together and tried to solve this, it would have taken me a very long time to say, hey, check to make sure the nozzle's the right length, because it is such a rare failure.
Exactly.
When you push the tip out of an Obsidian, it's kind of obvious. The friggin' tip of the nozzle is missing. But had we seen the hot end itself, we would have likely seen those threads sticking out of the bottom. That's part of your problem. And
but threads weren't even sticking out of the bottom. It
really?
Was just this part was just visible because the hot end is perfectly aligned with the tip of the nozzle.
So the actual heater block was lower
from the heater block was lower. If it wasn't tightened to the very end of the nozzle, it would vibrate. It would just give me some weird noises when printing. I think so, at least. So that would be much more noticeable. But I just screwed it all the way up, and it just looked all right to me. And also, when you go to printables, and there is this tool that allows you to unscrew the nozzle in an easier manner.
Right, their little jig that they have.
Yeah. They have remixed that to feed E3D version of the nozzle that is a little bit longer. And I was just thinking, well, maybe that's just it. Maybe that's just the E3D version I got, and that's my that's why it didn't fit. But it didn't fit because it was just like this.
That's kind of incredible to me. It's not often on PrintFixFriday where we will have a print failure that, from the looks of it, if you had showed me the 0.1 layers that had been peeling up, I would have maybe said more temperature. Inside of the hole, it didn't look all that great. So, all right, let's slow it down a little bit. All the normal things that you would...
the slicer-based things that you would just
all the normal things to test would have resulted in literally nothing. And then the test print... That was the nail in the coffin for me. The Core 1 test print versus the Centauri Carbon. It's up close, it doesn't look bad, but when you compare it to another printer, you're like, oh, that's actually really bad. Really bad. I'd be curious if you do put some heat to that nozzle, if it would just pull right out.
So you want me to destroy it now? You want me to destroy it?
It's basically destroyed as it is.
I mean, listen, Prusa sent me a replacement so I can just have fun on their cost. So this is great.
Any nozzle that is staked together, and that includes like these are Cheaty Tech nozzles, you know, where they're fit together. These have a ceramic heat break. That is the most weak heat break you've ever seen. Like, you look at them the wrong way and they shatter on you and it becomes a huge problem. I think it's a terrible idea, and they're all heat staked together. They're not glued. So if you overheat these nozzles, if you torch them, you can actually pull the ceramic out, but no one's actually made one that isn't ceramic.
I'm not an engineer, but couldn't they do like little teeths or something that would
That's
just...
what I want to see. That's what yes. I want to see a mechanical staking so that when you push the stuff together, they don't come back out.
It's like nature has it on stingrays, so like just use the same thing, but I don't know if that's feasible, but logically it seems to be.
It's logical to me too, and I don't understand why it's not done. But I'm sure there's a machinist commenting, this is a stupid idea because. And let us know down in those comments, because anytime that we can all have a learning experience from it, that'd be awesome. And if it's not a stupid idea, tell us how it could be done without exponentially increasing machining time. Talk about the business for me. What do you do? Let's see if we can give a little business advice, and maybe it'll help the folks at home too, right?
Yeah, I would love to. So my co-founder and I create organizers on desks, and we started around 6 months ago. But yeah, this is a thing. We don't really have website right now because we don't have company. We're just two guys doing stuff.
Well, thankfully you have a couple of websites on your Instagram, so I was already looking at your Etsy.
Yeah.
I like them. I think they're pretty.
Thank you.
The designs that you guys have are great, and the prices seem very reasonable.
Yeah, we're actually cheap.
If you guys are anywhere near NOOK.la, check them out. Go to their table, take a look at those parts, take some photos and tag us in them, because we'd love to see it as well. It's awesome. Go follow them over on Instagram. Give them some love.
Thank you.
Get a website. Get that figured out.
Yeah.
I want to make one correction to the way you've been speaking about your product. You are not cheaper than everybody else. You are more affordable. The term cheaper has a connotation of it also being crappy. You are providing a premium product at an affordable price. And you are doing that because you are a new business. And as you tend to grow, your prices will reflect that. Your prices will go up. It is always a challenge. And when you are in the business of 3D printing, you need to make sure that you're always keeping an eye out for what is going on. If you can find a way that you can get more machines or do, more expensive materials, and the first order can pay for it all, do it. You've got nothing to lose. When you're selling to the general public like that, find ways to do batching together to make it more enticing to them to do those package deals. And as far as, nozzles being pushed out of the heat breaks, it's so uncommon. We never check it these days, but it's why you should keep
funny
spare
little
nozzles.
story to me.
I think it's great. You can try to fix it, or you can design and print a holder for it so it sits on your desk, so you can always remember that.
Check for the nozzle.
Where can people follow you? Where can people find the work that you're doing and follow you?
We have our profile on Instagram on NOOK.la official, NOOK.la.official. We sell on Etsy also. I believe it's NOOK.la official, and the rest are Polish local sites, so like OLX.pl and Allegro. But when it comes to international, those are two places. We will be doing YouTube, but then again, our YouTube at the start will be in Polish, so the amount of people that will be interested in that is quite limited.
Hey,
I believe.
If they're interested, we will have links to all of that down below.
Love it. Thank you.
I think it's important to show off the small businesses out there and understand that if you're dealing with print problems where you think you are all alone, you're not. I promise you're not. We are here to help. You reached out to us on Instagram, and you were surprised when we actually replied.
Yeah, that was so weird to me.
Yeah, I do my best to kind of reply to everyone as much as possible, and I'm the one that replies to everything on Instagram. So if you happen to get back and forth with us on DMs on Instagram, you're talking to me directly. If you do have specific questions and you want to get help, you can use the email pff@3dmusketeers.com. You can use the hashtag PrintFixFriday.
Thank you for inviting me. And also, shout out to Prusa for amazing customer support, and to Eagle Eye official that actually was able to spot what's wrong with my printer.
NOOK.la is looking for USA-based print farms, so if you happen to have a print farm and you have a discerning eye when it comes to quality, because yeah, his quality standards are pretty high, hit them up. Their links are down below because they're looking for partners. If you are B2C and you go to shows and you are constantly selling products, this might be a good opportunity for you to add a little bit to your product line. Hit them up if you're interested. That is all we have for you all today. A huge thank you to those names who are listed right next to us, the $5 tier and higher. Thank you for what you all do in making videos like this possible. If you do want to come hang out with myself and the other 3D Musketeers directly, you can do so at the $10 tier and higher, where you get access to our private Discord server. But stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. Victor, do you know the rest of what I say on that?
No. I'm sorry.
No! No! Okay, it's, and as always, keep making awesome. So say that to the camera for me.
And as always, keep making awesome.
Have a good one.
Bye.